Right guys, welcome back. As you can see from the title, yes, I've brought probably the UK's cheapest R32 powered car ever. Yes, and I won't lie, I bought this months ago, and as you know from now, if you followed me on the channel for a while, I'm terrible at uploading, and it's for very many reasons, but I won't go into that today. But yes, you're probably intrigued to see what I've bought because I've said R32 powered. So am I teasing you all and gone and bought a lovely Mark V R32 Golf, or have I bought something that someone's called Steve has put an R32 into a Morris
Marina?
There you go. If you hear, Aaron's behind the camera. Yes, I've sent him all the way down from Worthing to come and help me film this very pointless introduction video.
Slave labour!
No, I haven't. He's come down because I'm turning 31 tomorrow. Well, the time this video is filming, it's July the 27th.
That's right.
I tell you what guys, since I've had my boxing fight, I think I've got mild case of CTE because I'm getting very forgetful.
I can't tell the difference.
I'm only 31 as well, so it's not a very good sign. So if you're thinking about boxing, think very carefully. But anyway, so I'm at the unit. Aaron's going to try and not get the car in shot. He's going to try, so make sure you don't fail, Aaron, otherwise I'm going to be onto you in the edit suite when I see it. But yeah, so I've got my 140i here, which I can't really show you because you're going to see the car.
Hang on, I've got an idea.
Let's go around here. Yeah, so this is the 140i, which, like all my cars, you've probably only seen it once on the channel, and it's probably going to be the only time you ever see it. There we go. I think I figured it out. Yeah, so if you come around here, you won't see the car.
No.
Yeah, so
shuffle.
We're in a game of YouTube, so we've got to draw this out for about 10 minutes before I actually show you the car. So yeah, this is the 140i. I've had this for probably over a year and a half now, and I've done almost 20,000 miles on this thing, which is absolutely mental considering that this is almost 470 horsepower, and I'm in the fuel station every 4 days. So my pockets are very empty. Well, they're even more empty with the car that I bought. So yeah, this is the unit. It's not very fancy in here. I'm a part-time YouTuber at best, so I haven't got the funds to make it all fancy like all these big YouTubers have. This is my lovely mother's Porsche Macan GTS. This is an absolutely mega car, and it was wrapped by Yanamize years ago, and obviously taken over by the guys at Filamize. This colour is amazing. An absolute pain in the arse to clean. But she has it cleaned like every day, so it looks mint all the time. And believe it or not, she's hardly done any miles on this thing, which is very criminal. But I will try and get this out.
I'll give it a good home.
I'll get this out on the channel along with her Boxster S as well, her 981. That's a lovely car too. And then, Aaron, you've got to
be very careful.
And then you've got my.
Oh, hang on! Whoa! There's a.
No.
So by Chris's right leg, there's a front bumper of the car that we're trying to hide.
This is where I wish I was your height, because then you could go like that with the camera. And
so thankfully I didn't get the bumper in shot, but it was close.
So this is why I pay this man no money at all, because he's the best.
So we can't show you the track Fiesta because it's got to give away the car.
You know the Mark 6 ST.
I've got an idea. Parkour.
Yeah, so this is the Mark. I'll try and get around. This place is a tip. This is all my AR1s over here. But yeah, I'm actually going to be at Combe in 2 weeks' time. First time I've got this car out this year, which is quite tragic.
No, snap, February.
Did we? Oh yeah, of course. Valentine's Day, 69. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, this is the second time that I'll be getting the car out. It feels like the first time because February was a very long time ago.
It was a very long time ago.
Time flies.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my fully prepped race Fiesta. This thing's awesome. Aaron can vouch for it.
It certainly is.
And
it's quite the weapon.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little story. What track day was it? Was it at the Valentine's track day where I put it in the wall? It was, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, when I mean I put it in the wall, I put this thing into the pit wall. Now, I never put this car into, well, any car when I'm at a track day, into first gear. This man behind me loves doing it, and he got in my head that day, and I thought, well, I'll just put it in first gear, why not? So when I was eager to get out, had my race suit on, I went out and I cranked the car, and of course, when it's in first gear and you crank the car, it jumps forward.
I love the fact that it's my fault.
And yeah, you can see where this is going. I cranked it, kept cranking it, thinking, what's happening? Why is it jumping forward? Then it clocked, twigged, but by that point, I couldn't stop the car and it went smash into the pit wall at Snetterton. And this was literally before I even did sighting laps. So, yeah.
On the plus side, at least there wasn't like, I don't know, it came in GT4 coming in the pits at that point. Imagine
where the garage was, if you know Snetterton, it was at the end of the pit
Yeah,
lane.
we was right at the bottom, weren't we?
I was very lucky that no one was coming in off the circuit back into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Because if it would, I would have cried, and yeah, it would have been a very, very long day. But luckily, it was very superficial damage. Only the bumper got damaged because when I looked at it in the wall, I thought, oh, it's done radiator, everything, that's it, game over. But luckily,
just cosmetic.
It was cosmetic, and I would show you the bumper, but the bumper of the car that I bought, I will be showing you in a minute. Bear with me, I can't just yet. So maybe when we reveal the car, I'll give you a little teaser to what it looks like. But yeah, this car's awesome. I'm actually taking it to Shepherd Motors. One of the guys is going to do a setup because I've taken curbs to high heaven in this and it hasn't really had any setup at all. So yeah, it's probably like doing that at the minute.
It's like a crab. Yeah, an automotive crab.
Unfortunately, Aaron won't be in his MX-5, which is gutting because we always do track days together.
Yeah.
I did miss Thruxton, so he's just getting back at me really. And yeah, well, you miss Thruxton, I miss Coombe.
Out of spite.
So yeah, I've been to Coombe once. Again, I did it with Aaron on an influencer day. But it was a very last minute thing in my ST180.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, I'm really itching to get this out because, teaser, which Aaron doesn't know, I might be racing next year. So yeah,
no.
Coombe will be the circuit because my dad
really?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so my dad races at Coombe, he's got a Lamborghini Huracan, so it's going to be quite comical having this next to it.
I genuinely didn't know you were racing, so that is an exclusive for me right there, so that's pretty cool.
This car that I will show you, I promise I am going to show you it, is becoming a money pit, and yeah, it's becoming I would say a financial mistake.
2 hours later.
But yeah, look, Aaron's mocking me now, so let's come over here. Aaron's got this, we don't need to do any editing in this video.
No.
Just Aaron just looking at the ceiling.
Or the floor.
But yes, so.
You need to sweep up, mate, it's a bit dusty.
Before I start, I'm going to shout out a sponsor, Carly. I'm not even going to attempt to put in something in the video, but you should know Carly by now because every YouTuber milks it, including me. But Carly have helped me out, and they actually helped me out when I bought this car because I used it to diagnose the many error codes that was on this thing because I bought this for a steal. But anyway, nevertheless, check out the link in the description. You can get yourself 15% off. It helps not only yourself getting a good deal, but it helps me put money into this thing because, guys, I really do need it. But anyway, put yourself in the comments, guess what you think I've bought, and don't cheat and
don't skip.
Yeah, don't skip now because that's just cheating, and no one's gonna like that. But yeah, I can't believe I'm actually standing here looking at it because it's in pieces, and yeah, I think we should show it.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, there's so much off the front end. I don't think people would guess what it is. I mean, generally, if you taped up what's on the engine, people wouldn't be able to guess unless they're like me and they're just saddos. Like,
yeah.
Get out more.
Anyway, here we are. Welcome, guys. My 2004 Audi A3 3.2
Bosh.
Yeah.
It only took 8.5 minutes to get to that point.
Yeah, as you can see, it's a big giveaway. I've got the VR6 3.2. Look at it. And you're probably wondering why most of the front end is missing. Well,
crash.
A few weeks ago, it was even worse because we had the gearbox out, and that was an absolute nightmare. A big shout out to my friend Matt, who's been helping me with this car. In future videos, you'll probably see Matt. He's more taller than Aaron. He's like 6'8". You've met Matt, haven't you?
Yeah,
he's an absolute giant.
Like a giant.
But he's a legend. And also, you'll meet another mate of mine, Mr. Leonard James, who's been helping me do odds and sods on this. He also works for me, so I manage him, and I managed him on this car as well. I got the whip out.
Get to work,
James. Get to work, boy. But yeah, big thanks to all them boys. To be fair, I blame them as well because they influenced me buying this car because I've been on YouTube and there's a big craze for VR6s at the minute, and to be fair, I was sold on it straight away. But yeah, so this car has done roughly around 130,000 miles on it, which seems like a lot, but we actually had the head off and we looked at the bores, everything, and it was mint, mate, so clean. you wouldn't think it's done 130,000 miles. But the reason for the front end off, and as I said earlier, the gearbox being off, was because of what, Aaron?
Well, there's been so many things you've done in this car, I've lost count. I'm going to say timing chain.
Exactly right. Tick, 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 boom. Yeah, well, it was probably going to go
exactly.
tick, tick, boom if we didn't sort it. So I drove it actually back, and I bought it from a guy called Brad, who runs a Muay Thai gym in Benfleet, and I'm based in Essex, and it was meant to be me getting this car because Brad was an absolute legend, letting me have this for under £1,000. Yes, I bought this for £950, and although it was a bargain, the biggest thing that needed doing was the timing chain, and it's a 13-hour job to do. It's crazy, and you have to have the gearbox off to do it. And whilst you have the gearbox off, what do you have to do?
You don't have to do it, but it's best practice to replace the clutch
and
the flywheel, because this will have a dual mass.
Pictures of it. Oh, it is somewhere here. It is somewhere here. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh no, I can't be asked. It's buried in all the scrap metal there. That's from this car. But yeah, the flywheel, I'll probably put a picture in the
Insert a picture.
Yeah, it had like mountains of grease all over it, and yeah, it was horrendous. And it was all in the gearbox casing, and I used some of my special sauce, which I'm actually going to give you a bottle of, Aaron.
Oh.
So you can use it to clean it and review it, and then I'll sell it to everyone else on your good word.
And then where's my commission?
I will sort that out later.
Oh, fair enough. Right.
But yeah, so I pretty much all I've been doing. I'm not a mechanically minded person, but all I've been doing is cleaning this thing up. So
you're kind of like Edwin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally, as soon as something comes off, I clean it. That's what happens.
I don't fix it, just clean it. It's fine.
So yeah, so basically we had the gearbox off. Everything was refreshed in there, and that was a very financially taxing moment for me. There was a lot of money doing that, but we've got it all back together now, and hopefully it starts, because we haven't yet started it, because there are still things to go back on. But yeah.
Really? Like what? It looks good to go, doesn't it?
Got the airbox here.
Oh yeah.
And the front end, all of this.
Oh, now you've said it. Yeah, I've noticed it's missing.
Yeah. So, talking about the project as a whole, I'm calling this series "Cheap is Good." I like that phrase. It's very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
So most of everything that I've bought in this car so far has been either off eBay, AliExpress, and I haven't tried Temu yet, which will be at some point. And I'm not going to lie, I've had a bit of how can I say it? I've had a bit of a mare with AliExpress. I've got a bone to pick with them because on VAG cars, I think Aaron will vouch for me on his lay-on, which I don't think you've had yet, but on these plugs, these obviously go into the coil packs.
No, these connectors break.
These connectors break. Don't break it!
Those tabs break. It's happened on my lay-on.
Which is that one there. So,
yeah.
So then
it also happened on my Mark 1 Cooper R. Yeah, they're plastic and they go through various heat cycles, and over time they just get brittle.
So what happens is when they're broken, they loosen, and then that you generally get misfires, and that's one of the errors that we were picking up from. And then we had a look and we saw that 2 of the clips are broken. But annoyingly, the clips that I bought off AliExpress, the reason I did was because they cost about £16 each if you were to go to Audi or Volkswagen. So I ended up going on AliExpress and found them for £15, and I bought 8. And I was like, bargain!
Yeah.
And then when I got them, they didn't fit. And I ended up tearing up one of these wires, which is no gooder.
No.
So I've got a call on Matt to fix that for me, because I'm not very good with wiring. I'm not very good with anything, so at least I'm honest about it.
I'm definitely not good with wiring.
Yeah, so
that I can confirm.
Yeah, so I've got some on the way, which annoyingly is like probably another week. So again, it's delaying the whole thing because I can't start the car without that sorted. But yeah, this car does need a lot of TLC. One of the other things is the oil sump. Now, I haven't shown you a picture of it yet. Again, I'll put it in there.
Here we go.
It's been literally, I don't know what Brad was doing in it, but he's probably doing like Dukes of Hazzard style, like airtime in it, because the sump is destroyed.
Is it? Is it all dented and horrible?
And
really?
there is actually a leak from it, and we found the crack where we basically used some. If you ever want to find a leak to something, use washing up liquid and an air compressor, and you'll find if there's a leak, it will start bubbling. And lo and behold, we found where it was. So Matt's actually taken it away and he's welded it up. So hopefully it works. Fingers crossed, because I can't find a sump that will fit this car.
Really?
Yeah, and if you find one, they're like £200.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So hopefully Matt fixes it, because if he does, he's a legend. Suspension needs doing, which I've got on the way.
Yeah.
Big
so
thanks to the boys at Tegiwa.
let's just show you the near side front.
You can also see that I've sported it with some new EBC brakes, yellow stuff pads. Big thanks to EBC for sorting me out.
Yeah.
New drop links. I've got a load of PowerFlex bushes coming for the whole front end. Everyone that's helped me out has done me good deals, so it still is cheap as good. Cheap as good.
Cheap as good.
But yeah, the suspension is toast. So Tegiwa have sorted me out some yellow speed racing coilovers, which I've also got for my ST180, which are in the unit somewhere, and I've still got to go and get them fitted. But yeah, Tegiwa have sorted me out. So big thanks to everyone that has supported me so far in terms of parts. Also, Essex Motor Factors for like my oils and all sorts of stuff. But I'll also put in a spreadsheet in the description, so you can follow the build and how much I'm spending on everything, because even though this is cheap as good...
Don't do that, it'll make you cry.
Even though it's cheap as good, it's still costing me an absolute fortune. But yeah, it's all part of the fun, it's all part of the fun. Let's show everyone the interior. Well, there's not much of it at the minute because it's been stripped out. But Brad very kindly put in some, ignore this. This is a...
That's the optional lightweight pack.
The Audi A3 Superleggera.
Yeah.
So there's another problem with this car. It's a common issue on VAGs, which Aaron is yet to experience.
Don't stop saying that. You said it off camera. You're jinxing me.
In here, you've got the door wiring harness, and the wires actually snap, and you can see, if we can see, you can see a wire that isn't actually connected to the harness.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's just in focus.
It's decided to give up and leave the chat.
Yeah, I was about to say it's left the chat.
Yeah, so that means that the doors don't lock on the key or on the button on the door itself.
Yeah.
So you have to like manually do it with a key, like you're from the 1970s. It's a manual, which is awesome.
For the win.
Matt was like, "Nah, get a S-Tronic DSG, it'll be faster," and I do agree with him, but...
Yeah, but the thing is, if that gearbox has problems, a car of this age, I mean, it definitely won't be cheap as good.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, it's got a 6-speed manual, which is actually really nice. When I drove it back, despite it kept jolting at very slow speeds because of the timing chain, it drives really nice. For a car that's... How old is this car? 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years old.
Yeah,
this car is 20 years old. You wouldn't, if you looked at it from the outside, you wouldn't think it's 20 years old.
And the weird thing is, on the drive up here, we were saying how you look at a car and go, "That's only about 10 years old." And you go, "No, it's actually 20 years old." I think
it's crazy.
What?
It is crazy.
Yeah, it is genuinely crazy to think this car's 20 years old.
I'll do some B-roll in the interior. It's actually mint. It's got seats from a Mark II TT, an S-Line. These are actually going to go though. I'm going to get some bucket seats in here because I think it deserves it.
Nice.
But they're going to be cheap bucket seats, so probably like Motormech or something. Because your Motormech seats and your MX-5 are peachy.
They're really nice.
Well, bucket seat because you only got one because you're a tight ass.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, also another problem. So, Brad, I'm calling you out here, Brad. Don't come and beat me up though.
Shots fired.
I need to come down and do a 1-to-1 session Muay Thai. Even though, no, I'm not going to have a Muay Thai fight before you're asking. I can barely get punched in the head, let alone get kicks at it as well. Brad was explaining to me that he decided for a laugh to have a new way of connecting a battery up. So instead of putting the positive and the positive together and the negative and the negative together, he decided to do it the other way around because why not? Might as well see what happens.
It turned into a negative situation. I can't even let myself.
You can tell he's a dad, can't you?
I can't even let myself finish that sentence.
So yeah, basically no bueno. It didn't work. Shorted a load of stuff out, including one of the things being the stereo. Now I love tunes. We all love a tune. So basically, the stereo worked, but it wouldn't play. It wouldn't have any audible sound inside the car. Stop looking at scratches. There's character to the car. You did that. Look at that. That wasn't there before. How dare you?
I definitely didn't do that.
Oh no, it was there before. I'll let you off. So yeah. The stereo wasn't playing any music, pretty much. So I checked the engine bay fuses and the driver fuse box, which is on the side of the dashboard. Everything was tickety-boo. But, Brad, you didn't know this. There's a fuse box here. this is the fuse box that runs the battery and the Bose amplifier. Yeah, because we're posh, we've got a Bose system in here. Oh! But yeah, so all the foam inserts, all this here is hidden because Audi like to be posh and hide everything. So that's probably why they didn't think to look there. Because it is a bit of a ball ache to get it all out. But yeah, we had a look there, found that the fuse was broken. So we replaced the fuse and it all works.
Lovely jubbly.
So now I'm a mechanic.
I think that's how it works, isn't it?
Exactly. Because I was tempted to replace the amplifier. This is the module for it, because people were saying on forums that these overheat and blow, especially being so near to the battery. It could have been, but I took it out, actually had a look in the motherboard to see if anything was burnt and toasty, but it wasn't. So I held off it, and I held off it more so because you've got to code this to the car, which is an absolute ball ache. Ball ache being, I have to code a key. I know how to do it, because I've got VCDS and I can do stuff for you as well.
Nice.
If you want to do it. So yeah, the outside of the car, for the age of it, Brad said he actually had this resprayed.
Really?
Yeah. it has been resprayed, but it was,
when? 10 years ago?
Yeah, well, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right, okay.
So yeah, and it's been outside most of its life. So
I mean,
£900 or £950 is mint.
I mean, I'm not. The paintwork isn't that bad. It's just, I was a bit surprised when you said it had the respray.
Yeah, when you heard me say respray, you thought, oh, it's like concourse car kind of respray, but no, it's not.
His mate Bob did it with the rattle can. Yeah,
don't insult him. He's going to come and fight you in a minute.
Look, he'll have to come find me first.
He lives up. No. But yeah, so I haven't finished here. I know it's probably getting long now, this video. How far are we in?
About 23 minutes, give or take.
That's alright. That's not long enough. So, you're probably asking what's next, because I don't want to be filming this car as like a how-to on putting an airbox back on, because it's not very entertaining, and I probably, although I don't know what I'm doing, it probably would be entertaining in itself, but I don't have the passion for that side of things. Stop laughing. And anyway, you've got Aaron boring you with that stuff, how-to stuff. No, yeah. I'm only messing. I actually really like Aaron's stuff, because he, like me, is a hobbyist at best. He's got more mechanical knowledge than me, because he's done pretty much a lot of the stuff on his MX-5 himself. Whereas this, to me, like when I watched Matt drop this gearbox, I was like, no way in hell would I ever do anything like that or attempt it, because I just see all the worst things that could happen. Yeah, that's and then if I do something wrong, I've got to pay someone to then end up coming and do it anyway. So I use time smartly. Well, sort of. But yeah, so what's next with this? Well, we're going to get it back together. And get it running, because we don't know if this thing's going to work, because we had some issues with the timing chain, which I will allude to in a second why, but we are going to turbo this. Oh. Yes, we're going to turbo it.
To be fair, I knew that, so that's not a shock for me.
But because it's cheap is good, do you know where this is going?
Oh no, you're not going to get one off Tegiwa, are you?
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes, we're getting a Wuhan Whistler. A Wuhan Whistler is coming to this bad boy. Now, I know Jamie at Officially Gassed has done it, but he's had nothing but problems with his. And
you think this is a good idea?
No, because I'm going to do it even cheaper than what he done.
Oh my good god! It's
going to be even better.
You've got to get a turbo, and it will actually be genuinely made of chocolate.
And I promise you, it will run on all 6 cylinders, not like his that runs on 4. But yeah, so we are going to be getting a turbo on this, and just to put into context, the turbo itself costs £180. So yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be cheap is good, but yeah, we're aiming for 500 horsepower.
Okay. so it will probably do 500 horsepower once.
Well, one of the limitations is the inlet manifold. Now, people say you can run up to 20 psi into these inlet manifolds, but running 20 psi into this manifold for a long period of time is probably not good. So we're not going to be running that amount of boost through it, definitely not. We're probably looking about 10, maybe 15, depends on how we go. But we're also not even going to run a standalone ECU, although it's recommended, because these cars never had boost from the get-go. So the ECU doesn't know how to read boost, but you still can do it, but it's not advisable. But for the premise of this whole project, I want to give it a go because A, it saves money, B, it's cool because if you can get a map on a standard ECU, you're winning. So again, Matt will be doing that, and I'm hoping that Matt may be able to provide some of these services to some of you lovely viewers in the future, because Matt does definitely know what he's doing, yeah, I can't wait to get this on the road. So the idea is that we'll be doing a first drive video next. I'll get Aaron out in it as well, because you've never experienced. I know you have. Mark 1 TT.
Yeah, I've experienced this engine, but not in an A3.
Not a manual either.
No, you're right there.
Yeah,
because I drove my, who used to be my landlord's Mark 1 TT DSG.
So yeah, as I said, I drove it back from picking it up from Benfleet. Of course, I didn't really put it under load because I didn't want the timing chain to snap on me, because otherwise it would have been engine bye-bye. And these are about £1,300 to buy these engines. They are blood money.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not too bad. I'm guessing it's for a used engine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of money for a used engine.
Yeah, so yeah, a turbo is going on this, and I cannot wait. The turbo is going to wait for a while because I'm heading to the Nürburgring in September, and I'm taking this.
Are you joking?
No.
You're being deadly serious. See that? Okay, viewers, I didn't know that. That's the first time I've heard that sentence, and I'm starting to think that I'm in a weird, surreal dream. I'm going to wake up in a minute in a cold sweat.
So yeah, me and Aaron are heading to the Nürburgring because it's his first ever time going, and I can't wait because it's such an awesome experience.
Sorry, I'm still getting over the shock that you're taking this.
I've got tyres for it as well, because the tyres on there are budget.
I mean, at this point, tyres at least you're concerned, but okay, here we go.
Yeah, so again, shout out to where did I get these from? Tyre Streets, there you go.
Are you Auto Alex?
Tyre Streets, UK. This is not advertised or anything, but I got 30% off these because they were not only doing a sale, but I cheekily used Auto Alex's discount.
Well, it's there to be used, isn't it?
So I've got these. These are the Accelera Sport 651s. These aren't the like full-blown track ones.
No, I was about to say, because these are kind of like
although Matt mocked me for it, and I was like, Matt, I value my life, I don't want to die, because the other ones are 90% track and 10% road, whereas these are 50-50. So
they're comparable to the Nankang NS2Rs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they are, what did I say to you? Do you remember? I told you.
No, I don't remember.
I think it was like £300. I'll put the actual price I paid for them, which is an absolute bargain. So once the car's back on the road, I'll be getting them swapped over. But yeah, other than that, I'm excited. Oh, when we do the turbo build, we're doing a screamer pipe through the bonnet.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my good God. What's happened to you? You really did take a few too many punches in that boxing fight, didn't you? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, mate. I can't wait.
You look a bit peaky.
But yeah, no, this is going to be so awesome. Yeah, it's been quite a slow process because we've been getting wrong parts. This is what generally happens when you decide to do a cheap is good project and you start using eBay for everything. You are going to get things wrong. Do not rely on the parts compatibility thing on eBay, because 9 times out of 10 it will stuff you. Yeah,
I've almost been burnt by that before.
Yeah. So but I've managed to save quite a bit of money, which I'm happy about. That's what this is all about, saving money.
Yeah,
it's good. But yeah, let us know what you think of the car. Throw us in some ideas on what you'd like to see with the car. As I said, once it's back up and running, it will still remain NA. I did say about why we took the head off. That's because we put a decom plate in it, because when you run a turbo build, the compression's different. So what happens is, if you run it as in turbo form without running a decom plate, you'll basically get the cylinder hit the top of the head, and you don't want that. So we've created we created a bit more of a gap to allow that obviously not to happen. What it means is that the car will be a little bit slower in NA form, because it'll be obviously
because it'd be a longer stroke, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But it won't affect performance too much.
Don't quote me on that.
So yeah, another idea is I'm going to probably put it on a dyno. I'm also going to take it to a German specialist. I don't know whether it'll be. Probably won't take it to Cedar.
No, it'd be a bit too far for you.
Although the other place I'm thinking of is probably no nearer than where you are. I'm not sure. I have to look at it.
One thing it might be worth doing, and I'm going to do a little shout out myself. What's that?
Scrap it?
No. You're too committed now. What about a carbon clean?
Oh.
So you can check out hang on, I have to remember their name. UKCC Autotech.
Look at this geezer. He's come here and he's bloody sponsoring people that I haven't even known. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
no, I've seen Aaron's video of his lay on.
But that might genuinely be.
I've done carbon clean on cars before, and it definitely does make a difference, especially with cars like this that are older. Yeah, I'll definitely give that a go. Maybe even before. I don't know whether I'll do it before or after the dyno.
It might, personally, I would do a dyno before, do the carbon cleaned, and do another dyno to see if you've gained any extra horses.
Yeah, it's actually a good shout. Yeah, I'll definitely take that into consideration. But yeah, no, I'm very happy. The fact that I got this for £950, I've got an R32 powered car for £950.
It is mental.
When I was looking at other A3s, because Golf R32s are way out of budget now.
Of course they are.
Unless you get one that's
an absolute dog.
Yeah, that's been chored from Birmingham and done about 20 miles because it's had a mileage blocker on it. Yeah, you weren't getting anything for under 3-4 grand R32 Golf money.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So yeah, and some of them that I were looking at, A3s, that wanted slightly more money, they look like absolute sheds, whereas this is actually very presentable considering that.
Yeah, it looks quite tidy, to be fair. Obviously,
although I'm having to spend a little bit more money than I was hoping just getting the car back on the road.
Yeah.
But once I do, it will be a very enjoyable car, I hope. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Yeah, it's been a bit long, but I wanted just to show you guys the whole car and what the plans are for the future. And yes, I will be bringing you on board for some bits with the turbo build because it's going to be a laugh. It's going to be really fun. If you've seen Jamie Officially Gas video of the guys that have been doing the turbo build in his car, they've made it very humorous as well. It's fun. Like everyone that goes and spends like you can go to a company and you can go and spend 7-8 grand on a turbo kit and it absolutely looks the bollocks. But there's just something about just doing something on the cheap and just seeing if it works. Ultimately, if something does go wrong in this car, it's not, although an engine is expensive, it could be worse. It could be doing something cheap on the 140i, for example.
Yeah.
And, yeah, getting an engine, a B58 in that, I'd hate to think how much they cost. Probably 4 or 5 grand, maybe more for a second-hand engine. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do something like that. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. As I said, this will hopefully be going to the Nürburgring. If it doesn't, I've got 3 other cars to choose from. Well, 2, maybe the Fiesta I can take, but I'm not too sure. And I spoke to Misha, and he's going to be driving it on the Nürburgring as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That'd be cool. Well, I said to him that I'll be bringing a car, would you want to feature on a YouTube video? And he went, yes, and that was it. Misha, when you message him, he's very blunt, and when he comes back with you, it's just a yes or no. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell me whether I'm an idiot and I've made a very big mistake, or I'm an absolute legend. I'm an absolute legend, and I'm going the right way to making a very cool car. Yeah, even cooler. But yeah, like, subscribe. Thanks to Aaron again for behind the camera, because I did try and film this video a couple of weeks ago on my own, and yeah, I failed, and that's why I've got Aaron here. No, I'm only joking. I haven't got him here. I thought I'd make use of him because other than that, he's just a paperweight almost, isn't he?
Thanks.
But yeah,
love you too.
Make sure you subscribe to Aaron as well. Go and check out his channel and those 2 car guys.
Yes, yes.
Another channel that's probably died a very slow death, but it's difficult. If you're in the YouTube game, it's not easy. I'll tell you that. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cheap is Good. Cheap is Good. Bye.